again, Tachi, and we talking about the Cabinet of Curiosities. German is the Kunstkammer, also known as Wonder Rooms or Wunderkammer, were encyclopedic collections of objects whose categorical boundaries were, in Renaissance Europe, yet to be defined. Although more rudimentary collections had preceded them, the classic cabinets of curiosities emerged in the 16th century. The term cabinet originally described a room rather than a piece of furniture. Modern terminology would categorize the objects included as belonging to natural history, sometimes fate, geology, ethnography, archaeology, religious or historical relics, faked, works of art including cabinet paintings and antiquities. In addition to the most famous and best documented cabinets of rulers and aristocrats, members of the merchant class and early practitioners of science in Europe formed collections that were precursors to museums. Okay, that's an example of one. So hear that. It's the precursor to museums. Interesting, interesting. We're not going to read this whole thing, but we'll read a little bit more. Cabinets of curiosity serve not only as collections to reflect the particular interest of their curators, but also as social devices to establish and uphold rank in society. There are said to be two main types of cabinets. As R.J.W. Evans notes, there could be the princely cabinet serving a largely representational function and dominated by aesthetic concerns and marked predilection for the exotic, or the less grandiose, the more modest collection of the humanist scholar or virtuoso, which served more practical and scientific purposes. Humanist scholar, virtuoso. Got you. Evans goes on to explain that there is no clear distinction existed between the two categories. All collecting was marked by curiosity, shading into credulity and some sort of the universal underlying design. In addition to cabinets of curiosity serving as an establisher of socioeconomic status for the curator, these cabinets served as entertainment, as particularly illustrated by the proceedings of the Royal Society, whose early meetings were often a sort of open floor to any fellow to exhibit the findings his curiosities led him to. However, purely educational or investigative these exhibitions may sound. Okay. The fellows in this period supported the idea of learned entertainment, or the alignment of learning with entertainment. Edutainment. Okay. This was not unusual, as the Royal Society had an earlier history of a love of the marvelous. This love was often exploited by 18th century natural philosophers to secure the attention of their history during the exhibitions. Alright. I'm going to skip down to contemporary culture, but if you wanted to look it up, it's Wunderkammer or Cabinet Curiosities. The Houston Museum of Natural Science houses a hands-on cabinet of curiosities complete with taxidermied crocodile embedded in the ceiling, a la Ferrante Imperatos del Historia Natural. In Los Angeles, the modern-day Museum of Jurassic Technology anachronistically seeks to recreate the sense of wonder that the old Cabinet of Curiosities once aroused. In Spring Green, Wisconsin, the house and museum of Alex Jordan, known as House on the Rock, can also be interpreted as a modern-day cabinet of curiosity cabinet, especially in the collection and display of automatons. In Bristol, Rhode Island, Patamechanic is presented as a hybrid between an automaton theater and a cabinet of curiosities, and contains works representing the field of patamechanics, an artistic practice, an area of study chiefly inspired by pataphysics. The idea of a cabinet of curiosities has also reappeared in recent publications and performances. For example, Cabinet Magazine is a quarterly magazine that juxtaposes apparently unrelated cultural artifacts and the phenomenon to show their interconnectedness in ways that encourage curiosities about the world. The Italian Culture Association Wunderkammern uses the theme of the historical cabinets of curiosities to explore the how amazement is manifested within today's artistic discourse. In May 2008, the University of Leeds Fine Art BA program hosted a show called Wunderkammer, the culmination of research and the practice from students, which allowed viewers to encounter work from across all disciplines, ranging from intimate installations to thought-provoking video, a highly skilled drawing punctuated by live performances. The concept has been reinterpreted at the Victor Wind Museum of Curiosities, Fine Art, and Natural History. In July 2021, a new Cabinet of Curiosities room was opened at the Whitaker Museum and Art Gallery in Rostov, Lancashire, curated by artist Bob Braith, founder of the House of Horse and Bamboo Theater. Several internet bloggers describe their sites as Wunderkammer, either because they are primarily links to interesting things or inspire wonder similarly to the original Wunderkammer. Researcher Robert Gale describes such internet video sites as YouTube as modern day Wunderkammer. Although in danger of being refined into capitalist institutions, just as professionalized curators refine Wunderkammers into the modern museum in the 18th century. So this is the predecessor of the modern day museum, like the Smithsonian, things of that nature, to give you the world's history from the perspective of who? The Jesuit priest. I'll be back with the next section.